Hi future officers, welcome to chapters and I hope that all of you are really happy, healthy and preparing well for your upcoming RBI Grade B Officer Examination 2026. And welcome to all of you in the next class of the weekly current affair revision sessions where we are covering the week of 1st to 7th of April 2026. And I believe that all of you have already revised what we have already covered in the last session. So before starting with this session, I would like to request all of you, if I am audible and visible to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start with the today's session. So please जल्दी से मुझे एक confirmation दीजिए in the chat box if I am properly audible and visible to all of you so that we can move ahead in the today's session. I am waiting for your responses in the chat box. So my dear friends, it is really a very important day for all of you because you all know that we have already covered some of the very important articles in the previous session of 1st to 7th of April 2026, right? And I can see in the chat box that everybody is saying that yes, everybody is fine and we are good to go. So first of all, before starting the session, my dear future officers, yes, so the short notification is already been out of the RBI. I believe that all of you are really now feeling happy that yes, although the number of seats are quite less, but I definitely tell you that Jalad sir has already provided you a rational approach, like how exactly you are required to transform your mindset in order to appear for the RBI Grade B Officer Exam 2026, right? So good evening Pooja, Kashish, Riya, Utkarsh, Pratyush, Shruti, Harshal, all the people who have joined us live today in this particular session. And I believe that all of you have already seen the notification, right? And let me tell you very clearly guys, this is really a high time that we should start ensuring that we are not just preparing the things, we are not just covering the things, we are revising them, retaining them from exam point of view. And for the retention, so you all know that in the previous session we have basically covered the retention part through the Drishyam rounds, right? So before that, I would like to ask you some questions. So can anybody tell me that who is presently serving as the commissioner for the census 2027? Please quickly tell me in the chat box what is the name of that person. Let's have a very quick recall of the previous session so that we can see that yes, you are really coming here with the full revision and we are good to go with the upcoming points of the today's session. So here you can see that the current affairs chapter of the 1st to 7th of April 2026. So let me see who will give me the right answer. Only Harshal has given me the right answer, that is Mrityunjay. Absolutely right. So Harshal, Kashish has both of them given me the right answer. Absolutely right. Now my dear friends, as we all know that as census 2027 comes up with the two very important facilities, can you tell me what exactly are these two facilities? Good evening Riya, Fruity. I believe that all of you are really preparing well for the examination. Now, please give me the right answer to this question. That what are the two unique facilities that have been provided as a part of the census 2027? That is self-enumeration and digital capture. Absolutely right. Well done. Well done Pratyush, material share, ABC, Fruity, Kashish. Absolutely right. You have given me the right answer. Now please tell me the name of the person who has become the first such person to basically self-enumerate herself in the census 2027. What is the name? That is President Draupadi Murmuji. Absolutely right. Now moving on to the next article. So CBSE has introduced one-time relief for SEZ units. Now can anybody tell me that what exactly is the date of establishment before which only these SEZ units which are established before that date are eligible under this one-time relief? Can anybody tell me what exactly is that timeline? What exactly is that date? Let me see who will give me the right answer. It is 31st March 2025. Absolutely right. Now please tell me, I told you that there is a particular percentage for the value addition by the SEZ units in order to ensure that yes, they are able to basically get the benefit as a part of this scheme. Now quickly tell me in the chat box what exactly is that percentage is all about. What is that percentage? 20%. Absolutely right. Moving ahead. So CBSE has launched a computational thinking artificial intelligence curriculum. Can you please tell me that for which class students this particular program has been launched? Quickly tell me in the chat box. What is the name? What exactly it is? It is for the class 3 to 8. So I'm really glad to see that everybody of you is able to retain the information. Now the last question. India, Australia, ECTA was signed in which year? India, Australia, ECTA was signed in which year? Quickly tell me in the chat box. So I am expecting everybody of you to give me the answer to this question. It was signed in 2022. Absolutely right. Well done, Amandeep, ABC, Herschel, Fruity, Kashish, Riya, Shruti. Everybody has given the right answer. Well done. So my dear friends, now my next question to all of you is that how exactly just in a single session you are able to retain all these information from examination point of view, and in such a beautiful manner without even a fraction of second you are giving me all the right answers. Let me see. So what is that reason that you are able to retain all these information from exam point of view? And everybody is saying Drishyam rounds. Okay, so my dear friends, you can see here that yesterday we have conducted total 3 Drishyam rounds, and you can see that what is the result of these Drishyam rounds, that you are able to retain all this information from examination point of view, right? Now I had received so many calls in the today's in the whole day, like, sir, when exactly we are going to get the Drishyam round PDF, right? So many people were basically asking this, although I told you that after the end of the session only I will be uploading it, and the session yesterday was not yet completed. So today we will be having that PDF, right? And let me tell you guys, now you must be having the question कि ये PDF कहाँ पर uploaded होगी? तो मैं आपको छोटा सा बता देता हूँ, just within a minute, that where exactly it will be uploaded. ये जो Drishyam round PDFs हैं, they are been uploaded. Like when you will be clicking on courses, you can see here that there is a package, right? Current affairs package. So ये current affairs package पे आप click करेंगे. Kindly click here. Then you can see, you will go down, you will scroll below, then click on view all. Then you can see here the current affairs chapter of April 2026, right? Click here. Now you can see the current affairs chapter of April 2026, and here is the course curriculum. And you can see in the weekly current affairs chapter of 1st to 7th of April, the Drishyam round PDF has already been uploaded. But right now nobody of you is allowed to go there, right? I have already shown you where exactly it has been uploaded, because so many students were having the doubt. That's why I just thought that why not just clear this doubt in the starting of the session after a recall, so that you are already able to see that okay, how exactly you are going to find it. Is this clear to everyone that where exactly you will be finding the Drishyam round PDFs? Okay, so everybody is clear with this. So this PDF has already been uploaded, but right now you are not required to look into it, right? Let's just focus on the session only. Now my dear friends, here we are already done with this particular न्यूज़ आर्टिकल, दैट इज आरबीआई एनुअल्स रुपीज़ 2.54 लाख करोड़, ये हमने कवर कर लिया था. अब बात करते हैं अपनी आरबीआई नोटिफिकेशंस पर. सो आरबीआई का एग्जाम है, एंड covering the RBI notifications is one of the very important part from examination point of view, right? So let's now start with the RBI notifications. So guys, RBI notifications is a really a very important part from the examination point of view. And here the first news article is RBI is assigned a lead bank for the newly created Kushavati district in Goa. See guys, now I would like to give you a scenario, a very small scenario to understand this better, right? For example, when a new district has been created, right? So there must be different banks. There must be different banks in that particular district. So how exactly all the activities of these banks, how exactly all the activities of all these banks will be coordinated and managed? So it will not going to happen on its own, right? There must be a force which is required in order to ensure that the management of all the banking activities, and we are able to ensure that the banking facilities are reaching to everyone in that new district. And that is why there must be a leader. For example, like you must have seen that when you were in the school, right? So there was a class, and in the class so many students are there, but in order to manage them, there always was one person. Who was that person? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody make a guess? Who was that person? That is monitor of the class, right? Similarly, as this monitor of the class was managing the class, similarly, my dear friends, this lead bank will be the monitor of all these banks which are there in the district. So all these activities which will be conducted, all these banking facilities which will be provided, so all these will be taken up by that monitor, that is the lead bank. Clear to everyone? Now let's come back to this particular news article. So you can see that government of Goa has created a new district which is named Kushavati. Kushavati has been created in December 31, 2025. Now, under the lead bank scheme, RBI is supposed to basically give this status to one of the bank who will be acting as that monitor, and that bank is the State Bank of India as the lead bank for Kushavati district. So SBI is the lead bank, is the monitor for those banks which are operating in the Kushavati district. So there are many banks which are there, but the lead bank, the monitor, will be only the State Bank of India. Clear to everyone? Clear to everyone? So guys, under the lead bank scheme, an institutional arrangement under which a designated bank called the lead bank is assigned to a specific district to coordinate banking and financial inclusion activities. So सारी activities किसके अंदर होंगी? Lead bank के अंदर होंगी. If I ask you the question that for the Kushavati district which has been recently created in the Indian state of Goa, what is the name of the bank which has been decided and designated by the Reserve Bank of India as the lead bank? What will be the right answer? What exactly will be the right answer to this question? The right answer will be the State Bank of India. Absolutely right. So everybody has given me the right answer to this question. Well done. So I think that this news article was very, very easy for all of you to understand, right? Now let's move ahead to the next article. Now guys, comes a very, very important article, that is the risk management and interbank dealings. A risk management and interbank dealings, right? So guys, let's take an example. There is a person Amit, right? This Amit was supposed to make some payments in dollars, right, to a particular company. He was supposed to make, let's take an example, $5 payment to a company, right, after 3 months, right? Let's take an example that today the rate of that particular dollar is 80 rupees, right? And he is having a scenario and a fear in his mind that what if in the next 3 months the $1 will be comprising of 95 rupees. So the person will be having the loss, right? Loss of 75 rupees because 15, there is the appreciation of the dollar of 15 rupees, right? So basically what will happen? The person will be bearing a loss of 75 rupees. So he just want to ensure that, okay, I don't want to pay more. So he goes to a bank, right? He goes to a bank, okay, why not? I just lock in the price of the dollar with the rupee so that I am only paying 80 rupees after 3 months as well, right? So he goes to a bank and he locked the price that I will be only paying 80 rupees only for $1. So please lock this price, right? So basically the person was able to do that. Now when he was coming back, he just thought that, see, as I already know, like similarly at present situation, what is happening is a war-like situation is there, right? War is taking place. So at that point of time, it is expected that the rupee is going to depreciate, right? And dollar will be appreciated, right? So what will happen is rupee will weak and the dollar will strengthen. So what will happen? The prices of rupee will go down, right? So why not I just make the most out of this opportunity? Why not I just bet on these, INR derivatives? INR derivatives are those contracts whose values are linked with the Indian rupees. So if the rupee appreciates, right, then this will also appreciate. If rupee depreciates, it will also depreciate, right? So he just thought that why not I just basically see that I can get the most out of it. So he will be entering some kind of INR derivative contract, right? So at one point of time, what he did is that he just entered, and at the second time he just cancelled the contract, and he was basically doing this so that he can make the profits, he can book the profits out of it, right? So even if you were there, you will also going to do the same, right? But this Amit was really more shrewd in nature, right? Now he was getting greedy, like, okay, how I can earn the money and how I can offset my losses. So what he was doing is, like, at one position he was basically banking on the dollar, at other position he was banking on the rupee. So basically he was having opposite positions in the different scenarios, right? So basically this was also allowed by RBI earlier, right? And there was another case when what Amit also did is that he basically created his two companies, company A and company B, and these company A and company B signed a contract with each other, like having the opposite positions. So basically all these kind of different ways was being used by Amit, and you know what happened? We are having a regulator in India that is the monitor of all these activities, right? So RBI saw that okay, this is something which is really, see, for the hedging purpose, that is when you just want to offset your losses, it is good, right? But when you are trying to make a bet on these things and you are basically, creating such kind of ruckus in the market, so that is not at all appreciable. So that's why RBI said okay, we need to take a strict action now. So there are some new actions that RBI has taken against such kind of speculations which are being done by people, which the manipulations which are being done by people, right? So how exactly it has been done? Now I will be telling you that. But before that, please tell me, is everything clear that we have discussed till now? Is everything clear? Okay. So basically, you can see here that Reserve Bank of India has issued the notification under the Master Direction, Risk Management and Interbank Dealings. This update came after a review of evolving market conditions, particularly in the foreign exchange derivative segments involving the INR, right? So that is why it has been conducted in this part only. So there has been restriction on the non-deliverable INR derivatives. So my dear friends, let me tell you that there are two types of derivatives here. One is the non-deliverable and one is the deliverable. Okay? One is non-deliverable, one is deliverable. In the non-deliverable contract, what happens is that I have signed a contract with you, right? But I am not paying you any money. You are not paying me any money. But at that particular end date, the contract was going to mature, right? On that particular day, we will only see that what is the profit, what is the loss. For example, I was supposed to give you 10 rupees because you booked the profit of 10 rupees. So I will be giving you 10 rupees, right? And if you basically, if I book the profit, then you will be giving me the 10 rupees, right? So there was only the profit and loss calculation at the end, but before that there was no actual purchasing taking place, right? So we are only getting the most out of the market situation. That's it. This is the non-deliverable contract. Now comes to the deliverable contract. What happens in the deliverable contract? In the deliverable contract, what happens is there is an actual purchasing where exactly I am giving you the money, you are also setting your money, and then after that we will see that okay, what exactly is the profit and loss. So this is a deliverable contract. So RBI said very clearly that okay, for the non-deliverable contract, I am prohibiting you. You cannot provide such kind of contracts, right, to the residents and the non-residents. You can only do that in terms of the deliverable contract. That's it. So that is the major change that has been done by RBI. And also one more thing was there. Like person can enter anytime and can cancel the contract anytime. And after cancelling the contract, again the person can enter the same market, right? But now RBI has strictly said that okay, if you once decide that I am cancelling the contract, then you cannot re-enter into it, right? So a cancelled contract cannot be rebooked even. So now RBI has become more strict because RBI is the monitor, right? So that's how it basically do all such kind of things. So you can see here that RBI has prohibited authorized dealer from offering non-deliverable derivative contracts involving INR to both residents and the non-residents. So इन सभी को इन्होंने देने से मना कर दिया. However, the deliverable forex derivatives continue to be permitted, but strictly for hedging purposes. देखिए deliverable के अंदर भी for only the hedging purpose this particular activity has been allowed. Otherwise, again, it will not be allowed, right? And the critical condition has been added that user must not hold any offsetting non-deliverable derivative position. I told you in that case where person is having two types of positions, one and one opposite to that, right? So basically आपको कोई एक और offsetting non-deliverable derivative position hold नहीं करनी है, then only you can do this. And this effectively ensures that users cannot bypass the restriction. You cannot bypass the restriction by taking the opposite positions in the different markets. So that's how it is going to work. Is this clear to everyone? Please tell me in the chat box. Till now, is this article very much clear to all of you? See, my dear future officers, you are preparing for RBI, right? The RBI train which will take you to the Mumbai is waiting for all of you. But before that, you have to understand what RBI is doing. Are you guys able to understand what RBI has done in this scenario? Okay. Okay, let's move ahead. I can see everybody saying that yes, we are able to understand it. Now, prohibition on rebooking of cancelled contracts. See guys, earlier I told you that people were able to, rebook the cancelled contracts. But now RBI strictly said that no, once you decided, you have to stick with your words. You have to be the man of your words. If you are said no, no means no. Right? No is not just a word, it is a complete statement in itself. So, a significant tightening measure has been introduced regarding the contract management. If any foreign exchange derivative contract involving INR once cancelled after this notification cannot be rebooked. अगर एक बार cancel कर दिया, it cannot be rebooked, right? And this applies uniformly to deliverable contracts and the non-deliverable contracts. See, earlier basically RBI although allowed that okay, you can basically have such kind of permission in the deliverable forex derivatives, right? But again with the condition, but here again RBI said that if even you are having the deliverable contract and you have cancelled it, then again you cannot rebook it. A very, very important part. So earlier, rebooking was a common flexibility. So that's why people were entering and exiting at their own motive, right? Just looking at the profit, if they see that yes, profit is going to come, I will enter it. If not, I will cancel it. So basically this kind of runaway situation has been disallowed by the RBI now. Okay. So its removal indicates RBI's intent to discourage tactical cancellations and speculative timing strategies. So that is something that RBI wants to discourage now, and that is why this particular initiative has been taken by the Reserve Bank of India. Now moving ahead, restrictions on the related party transactions. So I told you that what Amit did is he basically created two companies, A and B, right? And there were transactions taking place between these two companies only. So these the related party transactions has now been restricted by the RBI. So RBI is restricted that intra-group or the related party derivative transactions are now restricted. Authorized dealers are not allowed to undertake INR derivative contracts with the related parties. So related parties के साथ आप ये ऐसा कोई contract नहीं कर सकते. You are not allowed to do that, right? And the related party definition has been taken under the Indian version of Accounting Standards 24 and international version of global standard, that is IS 24, right? So whatever the definitions of the related party are being given in these rules, they will be applicable here, right? We are not required to go into that much detail of this article, right? Only this much information is clear and required, and this basically is going to prevent potential misuse, circular transactions, or the risk transfer within the group entities. So we can basically avoid all such kind of scenarios with the help of this particular notification, right? So these directions will be effective immediately and will remain in force until the further review. Clear guys? Now you can see that interbank dealing, what exactly it means? Transactions between the banks themselves, especially in the foreign exchange market. And INR derivatives kya hai? These are financial contracts whose value depends on the Indian rupees. I already told you this information. So now please tell me in the chat box, are you guys clear with everything that we have discussed till now in this particular notification? It is a very, very important notification. And let me tell you that in the editorial analysis course, we have basically uploaded a very detailed article on this. You can just go and read it, right? For the month of April. All clear? I want to see 24 responses here. Only Ria has said all clear. Harshal, Ria, Kashish, Lakshman, Ria, everybody saying all clear, sir. That's really good to see that yes, everything is fine. So if everything is clear, I think you guys are really ready for the active recall for these two articles, right? So let's try to see whether you are able to answer the questions or not. So my dear friends, let's move ahead. First of all, let's moving on to the first question. The government of Goa created a new district. What is the name of the district? Please tell me here. Quickly in the chat box, tell me what is the right answer. Please tell me what is the right answer of this particular part. What is the name of the district which has been created by the Goa? Sorry. So what will be the right answer? Kushavati. Absolutely right. Kushavati is the right answer. Kushavati is the right answer. Now please tell me what is the name of the monitor bank, that is the lead bank for this particular district. What is the name? It is the State Bank of India. Absolutely right. Clear to everyone? Now moving on to the next article, risk management and interbank dealings. So basically here you can see the restriction on non-deliverable INR derivatives. So RBI has prohibited authorized dealers from offering dash contracts involving INR to both residents and non-residents. Please tell me which type of contract we are talking about here. Quickly tell me. I am not going to give you the answer. You have to tell me the answer here. So we are talking about here INR derivative contracts. INR derivative contracts, right? Which are non-deliverable and the deliverable. We have already discussed them in a very detailed manner, right? Absolutely right. However, so basically here guys, it was the non-deliverable contract. Now, however, dash derivatives continue to be permitted but strictly for hedging purposes only. What are these derivatives? These are deliverable derivatives. Absolutely right. Well done. Now, prohibition on dash of the cancelled contracts. So, on what area this prohibition has been done? On the rebooking. On the rebooking. Absolutely right. Now, any dash contract involving the INR once cancelled after this notification cannot be rebooked. Which contract we are talking about? So, this was basically allowed in the derivative contract, right? So, derivative contract is the right answer. Sorry, deliverable contract. Deliverable contract is the right answer. Moving ahead, this applies uniformly to both non-deliverable contract and deliverable contract. Clear? Clear to everyone? Absolutely right. Now the restriction on the related party transactions, RBI has also restricted intra-group or related party derivative transactions, and dash are not allowed to undertake INR derivative contracts with the related parties. So who are not allowed to undertake INR derivative contracts with the related parties? Quickly tell me in the chat box. What will be the right answer here? Authorized dealers. Well done. So my dear friends, I hope that this is very much clear to everyone. Are you guys understanding it? See my dear friends, RBI notifications are very important part, right? Are you liking the way we are covering these RBI notifications from examination point of view? Please tell me here. Are we able to clearly understand these RBI notifications? Because we need to understand them, we need to retain them from the examination point of view. Okay? Okay, I will try to make sure that I will be making all the other notifications also easier in this manner, so that, see, you are covering the technical subject but in a very easy manner. Okay? Cool. Now let's move on to the next article. That is the rate of interest on the Government of India floating rate bonds 2028. Now when a person sees this word floating rate bond, sir, what exactly is the floating rate bond? Right? Let us try to understand this with the help of an example. Right? So let's take an example. There are two people, Rahul and Amit. Rahul and Amit are there. Okay? So Rahul and Amit. Let's take an example. They are working in the same organization, right? X. Rahul is having a fixed salary of rupees 50,000. Rahul is having a fixed salary of rupees 50,000 and he has nothing to do with the performance of the company, right? But Amit, when it comes to Amit, Amit is not having a fixed salary. Amit's salary varies upon the performance of the company. So if company performs better, he will be paid higher. If the company is performing low, performing bad, then he will be having the less salary. Understood? Clear? Are you getting it? So Rahul's salary is fixed, rupees 50,000, but Amit's salary is not fixed. It basically depends upon the performance of the company. Similarly, my dear friends, that is the case of the fixed rate bond and the floating rate bond. In the fixed rate bond, you are having the fixed coupon rate, right? And in the floating rate bond, it basically depends upon the performance, as it was the salary of Amit. Clear? Clear to everyone? Are you guys getting it? So when it comes to the floating rate bond, so guys, let's take an example, you also want to join this particular company X, right? And you have seen, so you have seen that, okay, in the company X, there are two types of salaries. One is the fixed and one is the variable salary, right? So you think that, okay, if I go to the salary model in which Amit is already enrolled, right? So I need to see first that, okay, what is the average salary, right? Like what exactly is the average salary here? So you must be thinking that what is the average salary, right? So let's take an example. This is Y rupees. So now Y is the average salary, right? And to make it more lucrative, let's take an example. The company says that we are adding some percentage additional to it. To the average salary, we are basically adding a particular percentage to it to make it more lucrative in nature, so that more people are going with the variable salary and not with the fixed salary. Same goes with the floating rate bond. What happens is, in the floating rate bond, this Y that I said, that is the average salary. This Y is basically, what exactly is Y? It is the base rate, right? And then there is an additional percentage which basically government provides on this rating bond, floating rate bond, right? To make it more lucrative in nature. Understood? For example, here you can see the floating rate bond for 2028 is, the coupon rate is 6.17%. The interest rate for the Government of India floating rate bond for 2028 is 6.17%, right? So the bond carries floating coupon linked to the market rates. Now here you can see that there is a fixed spread of 0.64% is added to the base rate to determine the final coupon rate. तो आप समझ पा रहे हैं दोस्तों, that 0.64% is that additional fixed spread that I told you, this additional percentage. Are you guys able to understand it? So that is what the floating rate bond is all about, right? It is a debt instrument where the interest rate changes periodically instead of remaining the fixed. The interest rate is linked to a benchmark rate and revised at a specific intervals. It typically consists of a base rate and a fixed spread. I already explained it to all of you in a very, very easy language. Are you able to understand it? Please tell me in the chat box. Are you guys able to understand it? The core concept of floating rate bond, how exactly it works? Are you guys getting it? Okay, so Ria is asking, sir, about fixed spread. Yes, it is of 0.64%. So what you can do, like in the 6.17%, the 0.64% is basically been added. Okay, so there is a fixed rate and then there is a base rate and then there is a fixed spread. Understood? Now let's move on to the next article. That is another important article, that is Memorandum of Instruction governing money changing activities, location of Forex counters in the international airports in India. See, my dear friends, let's again, a very quick example is coming to my mind, right? Let's take an example. Let's see, right? Let's assume that you are selected as a RBI Grade B officer, right? And you planned an international trip with your parents. Ki, okay, my dear father and mother, I want you to take both of you to a international trip, right? We are going US. We are going US. Okay? Before I join the RBI, I am taking you to US, right? See, now let's take an example that you were having in your pocket rupees 1 lakh rupees. You were having in your pocket rupees 1 lakh rupees and you landed in US. Will you be able to use this 1 lakh rupees there? Please tell me in the chat box. Will you be able to use? Answer is no, because there basically they use US dollars, right? So you won't be able to do that. For that, you have to convert these 1 lakh rupees into the US dollars. But let me tell you, as per the current scenario, what exactly was happening is, let's take an example that whenever you board a flight, right? Let's take an example, you are boarding the US flight and you have passed the immigration process, and after that you are now in the duty free area or the safe area. Like when you are boarding the flight now, after the immigration process, the process under which they are basically checking all your documents, all the security checks are been done, then you are basically respected. You are supposed to wait in a waiting area, and after that you will be boarding the flight, right? So in that waiting area, now after entering that waiting area, now you are having that part, right? Oh my god, I have not converted my 1 lakh rupees into the US dollars. How exactly we are going to do the transactions when we will be landing in the US? This is a very big problem. right? Because now you are not allowed to go back, now you are not allowed to do any conversions. So earlier this thing was not there, but now seeing that, okay, as you are the officer, right, but you forget it, now it is a learning for you. But okay, what as a RBI, what we are doing is we are now allowing you that in that safe area also, now onwards you will be able to convert your rupees into the dollars. Are you guys getting the point? In that duty free area or the security hold area, you will be able to convert your rupees into the dollars. So will that be a relief for you? Please tell me in the chat box, will that be a relief for you? Just tell me yes or no. Now you can easily, happily go to US, enjoy the trip, come back, and then you can join this RBI, right? So that's what RBI has now done. You can see here that RBI has allowed residents and non-residents to exchange Indian rupees at the Forex counters in airport departure areas beyond immigration customs. Right? Master direction on the money changing activities has been updated accordingly for this particular notification. Now what is the change? After reviewing existing rules, now RBI has allowed residents and non-residents can exchange Indian rupee notes. This exchange can be done at the Forex counters located in the departure areas of the international airports. So in the departure areas of the international airports, you will be able to exchange your currencies, right? So these counters must be in the duty free area or the security hold area. I already told you this security hold area is that area where basically you wait before you board the flight, right? After all the checking things are been done, all the security checkings are been done, now you are basically cleared of all the things, and now you are waiting in that area. After that you will be boarding the flight. Okay, are you guys getting this point? Are you able to understand this? Any single person, please tell me, who is not able to understand this? Any single person? Okay, let's move ahead. RBI cancels the license of the Shirpur Merchants Cooperative Bank Limited, Shirpur. Guys, from here you are only required to, cover that RBI has cancelled the license of Shirpur Merchant Cooperative Bank Limited. Under which act? Under the Banking Regulation Act 1949. So under the Banking Regulation Act 1949, we have to see that RBI has cancelled the license of Shirpur Merchant Cooperative Bank Limited, which is in Shirpur, right? And RBI has directed the bank for winding up with the appointment of a liquidator. And why exactly it has been done? By seeing the the welfare of the people only who were having their money with the bank. The inadequate capital and the earning prospects of that particular bank was not good, and that is why this particular initiative has been taken. Okay ji. Now according to you, like you must know that whenever we are keeping our money with the banks, right? So there is the insurance of that particular money. If the bank got diwalia, right? If the banks goes bankrupt, then we are supposed to get some amount of money under the DICGC, that is Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Act, right? And so similarly, the depositors are eligible for insurance up to rupees 5 lakh under the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. Is this clear to everyone? Please tell me in the chat box. Okay, everybody is clear with this. Now let's move on to the quick recall. So first of all, you have to answer me that what is the floating rate bond 2028 interest rate. So it is not again a very important question, guys. If even you are not attempting it, I am quite fine with this. Answer to this is 6.17%, right? But again, it is not a kind of question which will be asked in the exam. Now floating rate bond kya hai? That is very important. I already told you there is a base rate, then there is a fixed spread here in the floating rate bond. Absolutely right. Now moving on to the next part. Memorandum of instructions governing money changing activities. Now here you have to tell me, after reviewing the existing rules, it has now been decided that Dash can exchange Indian rupee notes. Who can exchange Indian rupee notes? Both the residents and the non-residents, right? They can do that. And this exchange can be done at what? In which areas? at the Forex counters which are located in departure areas of the international airports. And these counters must be in which place? These counters will be in which place? In the duty free area. See guys, in the duty free area or in the security hold area. Clear to everyone? Everybody is able to answer this question. Now moving on to the next article. Reserve Bank of India cancelled the license of Shirpur Merchant Cooperative Banks Limited under which act? What is that act? Banking Regulation Act 1949. And depositors are eligible for insurance up to 5 lakh under the which act? DICGC. That is the right answer. Clear to everyone? Now my dear friends, as I can see that all of you are able to answer me all these questions in the chat box clearly. Now please tell me, have you ever done these RBI notification in this easy manner? Like, are they really very tough for you? Are you really feeling any problem in the coverage of the RBI notifications? Please tell me in the chat box. So let me tell you that these RBI notifications can be easily done in this manner, where these are becoming really very easy and it's not tough to understand, and we can also not just cover them, not just revise them, but we can also retain them from examination point of view. Okay, now let's move on to the phase 1 articles. So my dear friends, I told you that in the current affairs chapter we have divided the articles in the two sections, that is the phase 1 and 2 and phase 1. Phase 1 and 2 is those articles which are directly related to the syllabus, right? And now the phase 1 article is that article which is not related to the syllabus. That means like sports, defense, awards, exercises, all these areas. Thank you Ria for your kind words. Now guys, let's move ahead to the phase 1 articles now, right? And let me tell you that we will be covering these articles in a very quick manner because there is not much kind of discussion here to cover them. Okay, so they are quite direct in nature and we will be covering only the most important parts here. Now the first news article is Odisha has completed 90 years since its formation as India's first linguistic state. So which was India's first linguistic state? Odisha. And how many years it has completed? 90 years. On which date? April 1, 1936, the state was being created as the first state created on a linguistic basis for Odia speaking people, and the name of that state is Odisha. The state celebrated 90th anniversary as the Utkal Divas. So Utkal Divas, my dear friends, Odisha Day का दूसरा नाम है Utkal Divas, right? The state was earlier known as Odisha and its language as Odia until 2011, and then it was officially changed to Odisha and its language to Odia after the 113th Constitutional Amendment Bill was passed in March 2011. See guys, sometimes we see that ki sir, there was a static based question in the examination, right? So from where exactly these static questions have been created? From here, like here you can see in the 113th Constitutional Amendment Bill which was passed in 2011. Now at that point of time the name of this state was being changed to Odisha, right? So these are the things which can be asked in the examination. Clear? So Odisha was formed on April 1, 1936, 90th anniversary we have celebrated, 113th Constitutional Amendment Bill. The name was being changed, right? Now let's move on to the next article. Lieutenant General Dhiraj Seth assumed the appointment of the Vice Chief of the Army Staff. तो Vice Chief of the Army Staff बने हैं धीरज सेठ. Just remember this. बड़े धैर्य से याद रखना. Please try to remember it. The name is Dhiraj. Okay जी. Now moving ahead. Ministry of Defence has achieved the full utilization of capital budget for fiscal year 25-26. So my dear friends, a very important update from the Ministry of Defence that they have fully utilized its capital outlay. So whatever the outlay was being decided by the government for the Ministry of Defence, they have utilized it, that is 1.86 lakh crore for the defence services in fiscal year 25-26. And this shows complete utilization to the capital budget in fiscal year 24-25 after many years. Like earlier, what was happening is so much of the fund was basically sitting idle only, right? But now they have been able to utilize the complete outlay. And what is that amount? 1.86 lakh crore, absolutely right. The overall utilization of the total defense budget reached 99.62%. And for 26-27, what is the allocation for the Ministry of Defense? That is 2.19 lakh crore. So 2.19 lakh crore is basically the allocation for the Ministry of Defense this year, under the capital head, marking a 22% increase from the last year, right? This is clear. What is the amount that has been done? That has been completely utilized by Ministry of Defense, 1.86 lakh crores. And what is that this year? It is 2.19 lakh crores. Absolutely right. Moving to the next part. Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Amendment Bill 26 has been passed. Why it has been passed, my dear friends? Because of the capital status of one of the places in the Andhra Pradesh. And that is why Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Amendment Bill was passed in the Lok Sabha, granting the legal status to Amravati as the sole capital of Andhra Pradesh. Now Amravati will be the sole capital of Andhra Pradesh, right? So that's all. Please remember only this information. The other information is not at all important from the examination point of view for now. It is better for understanding only, but not for the retention from exam point of view. Let me be very clear with this. Okay? Clear to you? Moving ahead. Now moving ahead, my dear friends, please tell me here. The land leasing agreement has been signed for coal to ammonium nitrate project in Odisha. So Bharat Coal Gasification and Chemicals Limited and Mahanadi Coalfield Limited. See, Bharat Coal Gasification and Chemicals and Mahanadi Coalfield Limited. They have signed a land leasing agreement for a coal to ammonium nitrate project at Lakhanpur, Odisha. Right? Yes, my dear friends, we are talking about the same Odisha which has recently celebrated 90 years of its creation. And Odisha was created on which date? Can anybody tell me that? 1st April 1936. Okay? Absolutely right. That's how we can correlate the two different articles together. Moving ahead, the project is part of India's coal gasification roadmap and it will be setting up a 2000 tons per day ammonium nitrate facility. And this will be India's first coal gasification project which uses indigenously developed technology by Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So my dear friends, a very, very important part here. It is India's first coal gasification roadmap, right? Let me tell you that whenever you see such kind of things like India's first, it becomes very, very important part. जहाँ पर आपको मिल जाए वर्ल्ड्स फर्स्ट, इंडियाज फर्स्ट, वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट, स्मॉलेस्ट, widest, tallest. So all these areas are really very important from examination point of view. Okay, clear to everyone? Absolutely right. So the project will be focusing on the promoting indigenous innovation, reducing dependency on the imported technologies in energy and chemical sectors. Okay, so Ministry of Coal has provided 1350 crore for the funding of this particular project. So please remember again what are the name of two entities which have signed this MOU. That is Bharat Coal Gasification and Chemical Limited and Mahanadi Coalfield Limited, right? For the coal to ammonium nitrate project, where in Lakhanpur, Odisha. Odisha, the same place which has celebrated 90 years of its creation. It was created on 1st April 1936. Now under this project, they will be setting up 2000 tons per day of ammonium nitrate facility. Clear? How much amount of money the Ministry of Coal is providing as a financial assistance? That is 1350 crore rupees. Absolutely right. This is the right answer. Now let's move on to the next article. The next article is Antariksh Venture Capital Fund operationalized to support space startups. So my dear friends, you all know that earlier there was no inclusion of the private entities in the space activities, but now you have seen that, you know, when we came up with the Atmanirbhar Bharat during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? That point of time, we basically allowed the private entities to enter into the space kind of activities. And now you can see that Antariksh venture capital fund, which is a government backed venture capital fund which focuses on India's space sector and supports the space startups. It has been operationalized, right? It has been operationalized to boost India's space tech ecosystem. Now guys, what exactly is the most important part from here? The most important part is who is going to manage this fund. The fund will be managed by Small Industries Development Bank of India, Venture Capital Limited. So SIDBI Venture Capital Limited will be the investment manager for this particular fund, and this fund has basically received the SEBI registration on 31st October 2025. Clear? 31st October 2025. And the fund has committed a corpus of 1005 crores. So अंतरिक्ष वेंचर कैपिटल फंड एक गवर्नमेंट बैक्ड वेंचर कैपिटल फंड है. It has been operationalized to support space tech ecosystems. Fund has a corpus of 1005 crore rupees. It received SEBI registration on 31st October 2025. Now my dear friends, 31st October 2025. 31st October is the date of the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji. Can anybody tell me what is the day that we celebrate on that day? That is the Ekta Divas. Absolutely right. Harshal, you have given me the right answer. Unity Day. And on this date only, we basically came up with the initiative of Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat. Are you guys able to remember that? Under the Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, we covered the Youth Sangam. Can anybody tell me the Youth Sangam initiative was been launched for the age group of which people? Can anybody tell me that? What is that? What was that age group? It was 18 to 30 years. Clear? Absolutely right. So my dear friends, like the way I have now correlated the two news articles with each other, that's what I always call the people who are already aware of it, who has attended my previous sessions, that is the mind mapping technique, where you basically, correlate the two different news articles with each other, right? The way I told you, Odisha, in Odisha we have seen the ammonium nitrate project, right? And now we basically also covered its creation day, 1st April 1936. And now we are talking about the 31st October 2025 when the SIDBI Venture Capital Limited Fund has got the SEBI registration on October 31, 2025. That is, October 31 is the Bharatiya Ekta Divas, Unity Day, on the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji. And on that day, from that day we can also correlate to the Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative. And that Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative, under that initiative we have seen Youth Sangam. And Youth Sangam, what is the age group? 18 to 30 years. So we have covered 4 articles in a span of 1 minute with the help of a mind mapping technique. Clear to everyone? Are you guys really liking the way we can basically cover these articles from examination point of view? Is it really helping you to retain the information? Please tell me in the chat box. If you think yes, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, thank you for giving me your responses that yes, everybody is able to retain this information. Now let's move ahead, guys. There is a next news article that a special screening of the film Azad Bharat took place. Azad Bharat screening was held in New Delhi and it has been launched to basically give a tribute to Subhash Chandra Bose ji and highlighting the legacy of freedom fighters. I am really glad to see your responses in the chat box, my dear future RBI officers. And now, absolutely right, Azad Bharat, Subhash Chandra Bose, Legacy of Freedom Fighters. This is a Hindi patriotic film. Now the next news article, Tides of Time, Bharat's History Through Murals in Parliament. So my dear friends, Vice President of India basically released the book. But is that really important? Answer is no. Why? Because who has written this book is more important here. So who has written this book? Who has written this book? The person who has written this book is Sudha Murthy, a member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha. And this book has been published by Lok Sabha Secretariat. So that is what we need to cover here. Clear to everyone? So Sudha Murthy has written the book Bharat's History Through morals in parliament. ठीक है, तो कैसे, हाउ यू कैन रिलेट दैट? Sudha Murthy, MUR, has written the book Morals. So Sudha Morals in Parliament. You can just retain it in this way to make it more easier in nature, right? Let's move on to the next article. Meeting between India and Russia on the bilateral cooperation. So that this article is not that much important from exam point of view. Okay. Moving ahead to the next article, World Autism Awareness Day. So World Autism Awareness Day we celebrate every year on April 2. World Autism Awareness Day we celebrate every year on April 2. The observance reiterates commitment to safeguarding rights and promoting welfare of person with autism. So क्या हमें याद करना है? नहीं करना. हमें क्या याद रखना है? What is the date and what is the theme? What is the theme for this year? Please remember this. Advancing neurodiversity and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. See guys, we are basically relating everything to the Sustainable Development Goals. Even we have celebrated, we have linked the Autism Day with the Sustainable Development Goals. Neurodiversity, right? Advancing neurodiversity, UN Sustainable Development Goals. That's it. So please tell me in the chat box on which date we celebrate the World Autism Day. That is 2nd of April, right? And what is the theme? Advancing neurodiversity and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. That's it. We are done with this article. Now moving on to the next article. CSIR has submitted. So guys, see, CSIR is in its own league because it has created a very, very unique record. In the fiscal year 25-26, the annual accounts, they have submitted its annual account statement on the first day for the third consecutive year. Otherwise, what happens is that institutes basically take some time, right? For example, just think it like an example that in the school times when we were studying in the classes, what used to happen is teacher used to give us some assignments, right? And there were some students who were always very proactive in submitting the assignments, and there were some students who basically make the delay every time, right? So here CSIR is that student who always submitted the annual account statement on a very first day, that is the 1st of April, right? So submission was completed 3 months ahead of the deadline of June 30, 2026. So the deadline is 30 June 2026, but it has submitted on 1st of April itself. So what is the name? The student is very serious, CSIR, serious, right? The serious student is CSIR here. Clear to everyone? Now moving on to the next article. Measures to support national highway projects amid rising costs. See my dear friends, you all know that the costs of the things are really very rising, right? So now we have to really see, we have to support the national highway projects in our country, and that is why to solve this problem, this new initiative has been taken. A measure has been taken to address the impact of rising prices of fuel, construction materials and logistics on the national highway projects. The measure aims to provide relief to the contractors and concessionaires while ensuring uninterrupted construction and the maintenance. So we will be providing relief to the contractors and we will ensure that there is an uninterrupted construction and maintenance, right? यहाँ पर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. Measures are applicable for 3 months. So these measures have been made applicable for a period of 3 months only. Now this timeline is very important. What is the timeline? April 1 to June 30, 2026. That is the timeline that we need to cover. So that's all from here, which is very important here. So measures to support national highway projects amid rising costs. Okay, we know that the fuel prices, construction materials are basically rising, and that is why this step has been taken. And the timeline for these measures is April 1 to June 30, 2026. Okay, so they will be making provisions under the EPC, that is the engineering, procurement, construction, and the HAM project, that is hybrid annuity models. Clear? So for now, see, for your better understanding, I have provided you this, right? This value added text. What is value added text? Which adds value to your preparation, right? This text will be adding value to your understanding. Clear? So we are already done with many articles. Now it's good time to recall. Are you guys ready for the recall? Please tell me in the chat box. Are you guys ready for the recall? Please tell me in the chat box. Are you guys ready for the recall? Okay, everybody is ready. Let's start. Let's start, my dear friends. So Dash completed 90 years since its formation. What is the name of that state? It is Odisha. It was formed on which date? It was formed on 1st April 1936. Okay. Now moving ahead. Who has been appointed as the Vice Chief of the Army Staff? What is the name of the person? The name of the person is Dheeraj Seth. Dheeraj Seth. Next question. Dash achieved full utilization of capital budget for fiscal year 25-26. What is the name of that ministry? Ministry of Defence. And the capital outlay that it has used, it is 1.86 lakh crores. And what is the outlay for this year? The outlay for this year is 2.19 lakh crores. Absolutely right. Now Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Amendment Bill 2026 has been passed. So what is the name of that place which has got the sole capital of Andhra Pradesh? That is Amravati. Absolutely right. Amravati is the right answer. Now moving to the next part. Land leasing agreement was being signed, right? For the ammonium nitrate project. Can you guys tell me what is the name of that institute? The name of that organization is Bharat Coal Gasification Limited. Bharat Coal Gasification and Chemicals Limited. BCGCL. Absolutely right, Pratyush, you have given the right answer. Material Share, Satyam, Harshal, Kashish, Riya, everybody has given the right answer. Now to ammonium nitrate project in which place? It is in Lakhanpur, Odisha. And Odisha is the state which has celebrated its 90 years of celebration on 1st of April 2026, as it was created on 1st April 1936. ठीक है जी. So this is a part of the India's coal gasification roadmap which aims to set up how many tons per day ammonium nitrate facility? That is 2000. Absolutely right. The Dash has provided financial support of 1350 crore. What is the name of that ministry? Ministry of Coal. That is the right answer. Now let's move on to the next part. Antariksh Venture Capital Fund operationalized to support space startups, right? So Antariksh Venture Capital Fund is a government-backed venture capital fund. It is managed by which organization? Please quickly tell me. It is the SIDBI Venture Capital Limited. It received SEBI registration on which date? I told you on the Ekta Divas, right? 31st October 2025 is the right answer. Now the fund has a committed corpus of, what is the amount? It is 1005 crore rupees. Absolutely right. Moving ahead, the special screening of the film. What is the name of that film which was being launched? Azad Bharat. And it gives tribute to which personality? Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Now the next article. The book Tides of Time, Bharat's History Through Morals in Parliament has been signed. What is the name of that author? Sudha Murthy is the right answer. Who is the member of parliament. Now World Autism Awareness Day has been celebrated on which date? 2nd of April. And what was the theme? Now I want all of you to give me the theme in the chat box. Let's see who will give me the right answer. Who will give me the right answer? Please tell me in the chat box. What is the theme? What is the right answer? It is Advancing Neurodiversity and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. That is the right answer. Absolutely right. Moving to the next part. Dash has submitted fiscal year 25-26 annual accounts on the first day for the third consecutive year. What is the name? What is the name of that serious student? It is CSIR. Now the government of India has announced measures to address the impact of rising prices of fuel, construction materials and logistics on the national highway projects. The measures are applicable for which timeline? Now let me see who will tell me what is the name of the timeline here. What is the name of the timeline? 1st April to 30 June. Absolutely right. 3 months is the right answer. 3 months is the right answer. Now, I can see that most of you are able to answer all these questions correctly in the examination. First of all, I want to see some energy in the chat box now. Please show some energy in the chat box. Are you able to retain the information from examination point of view? Are you able to revise the things properly? As you can very easily see that you have answered the questions correctly. How are you feeling right now? Please tell me in the chat box. Are you guys really feeling elated, happy, confident, feeling empowered that yes, in just a very small time we are able to cover everything from the examination point of view. We are not just able to, revise the things, we are even answering the questions in a fraction of second. Right? So hats off to all of you, your hard work and your commitment, right? Okay, so people are saying yes, feeling great. I can see in the chat box how exactly the things are going there. I'm really glad to see. Well done, guys. So see, this is the attitude that we want from you, a fearless attitude, because this is something which is going to help you in this examination. You have to be fearless, no matter how many seats are there. I need only one single seat, that's it. I need only one single seat, that's it. And I am fighting for that only. So Ujjwal is saying, why fear when sir is here? Yeah, I am here. And I will also try my best, my dear friends. And I believe that you are also supporting me in this. Okay. Now moving ahead. Let's move ahead and come back to the articles. Some few articles are remaining. Let's complete them one by one. Okay. Now the next article is UIDAI has partnered with the Map My India to display Aadhaar centers on the Mappers app, right? So Unique Identification Authority of India, everybody is having Aadhaar card. All of you are having Aadhaar card. Who issues the Aadhaar card? It's UIDAI only, right? So we are talking about that Unique Identification Authority of India only. Can you tell me how many digits are there in the Aadhaar card? How many digits are there? There are 12 digits. So the initiative for this, an MOU has been signed by UIDAI with the Map My India, and this MOU will enable the display of authorized data centers on the Mappers app. So Mappers app एक Indian made app है, my dear friends, and if anyone want to locate the authorized Aadhaar centers, so they can just locate them on the Mappers map. And for this, UIDAI has signed an MOU with the Map My India. You help us to ensure that people are able to locate the authorized Aadhaar centers only, right? And see, this is also going to, prevent the scams and the frauds which are taking place. Like what happens is, when you go to the unauthorized Aadhaar center, what happens? There is the probability that your identity can be copied, can be misused there, right? Your data can be misused. Clear? Now users will be able to identify centers based on the services such as adult enrollment, child enrollment, and address or a mobile update. So for many things you can basically, use these services. Now the collaboration aims to enhance public convenience, combat misinformation, and improve access to Aadhaar Seva Kendras. Okay. So the collaboration aims to enhance public convenience, combat misinformation, and improve access to Aadhaar Seva Kendras and the other Aadhaar centers nationwide. Clear? So can you please tell me what is the name of that organization with which UIDAI has signed an MOU for helping the people to locate the Aadhaar numbers, Aadhaar centers, authorized Aadhaar centers on the Mappers map, that is Map My India. Okay, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's focus on the session only, guys. Let's focus on the session only. Okay. Moving ahead, India AI and CDSO has launched Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon. So a hackathon has been launched, And this is India AI and CD SEO Launch Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon. Okay, so India AI under Digital India Corporation, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has launched the CDSCO India AI Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon in collaboration with the Central Drug Standard Control Organization. So, India AI ने under Digital India Corporation, it has launched the CDSCO India Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon, and they have collaborated with the Central Drug Standard Control Organization. And this initiative is the part of India AI Application Development Initiative, and they will be promoting AI applications in the critical sectors. Guys, you all know that in the critical sectors also, if we can just make the use of the artificial intelligence, we can basically improve the productivity there, right? And that is why to develop end-to-end AI solutions in such kind of workflows of these critical sectors, we can definitely make them more productive in nature. And that is why this new initiative has been launched. Clear? So here this will be conducted in the two stages. Stage 1 includes the development of tools for data anonymization and document summarization, and the stage 2 involves refining models using CDSCO datasets, right? Which can be integrated with the Sugam and MD online portals. What is the Sugam portal? This is the portal which has been developed by the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, where for submission, processing and approvals of applications related to drugs, cosmetics and clinical trials. So whenever someone wants to, launch the drugs, cosmetics, clinical trials, they want to conduct clinical trials, for that they have to take the permission from Central Drug Standard Control Organization, right? So controller से हम लेंगे सारी permission. So where their Sugam portal plays its role. Clear to everyone? So India AI under the Digital India Corporation, it has launched the CDSCO India AI Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon. That's it. Now moving ahead, India achieves the record defense exports in fiscal year 25-26. So guys, earlier we have seen that Ministry of Defense has utilized completely the capital outlay which was being given to it, that is 1.86 lakh crores. Now another time the defense is there in the news because India has achieved record defense exports. Now what exactly is that record? You can see here we have seen all-time high of 38,424 crores in the fiscal year 25-26, right? Which is an increase of 14,802 crores from the last year. From the last year, there was an increase of 14,000 crores to 38,424 crores, which includes that the defense public sector undertakings contributed 54.84% and the private sector contributed 45.16% to the total exports. Clear to everyone? So further, these contributions are again guys not that much relevant from examination point of view. Let me be very clear with you, right? For better understanding, for more context to the article, we have provided you this information. Okay. Moving ahead. Now one thing is very important that you can definitely see that the defense exports have basically increased 3 times in the last 5 years. So last 5 years we have seen it has basically increased by 3 times, where exports are been reaching from 80 countries and number of exporters have been increased from 128 to 145. So defense exports kitna hua? 38,424 crores, right? Please remember the number 38,424 crore. That is the right answer. Now moving ahead, the Platinum Jubilee of Postal Training Center Saharanpur has been commemorated. So basically the Postal Training Center of Saharanpur has completed 75 years. And that is why a ceremony was being conducted by the Department of Post to celebrate it, right? Just like you guys celebrate your birthdays. Similarly, 75 is the milestone for that Postal Training Center, and that's why this kind of celebration has taken place. Now let's move ahead. Indian Golf Premier League franchises launched. So guys, you all know that IPL, Indian Premier League, is going on, right? And I know that so many of you must be fond of cricket. And let me tell you here that Indian Golf Premier League franchisee has been launched. It is also having the similar format that we are having for the IPL. But this game is of the golf. And who is the co-founder and brand ambassador? That is a very important part. And the name of the person is Yuvraj Singh, the former Indian cricketer who held the record of hitting 6 sixes in 6 deliveries The name of the person is Yuvraj Singh, who is the co-founder and the brand ambassador of this Indian Golf Premier League. Absolutely right. Moving ahead to the next part, INS Taragiri. INS Taragiri has commissioned into the Indian Navy. So it is a stealth frigate under Project 17A. See guys, even sometimes these projects are also being asked. So here, whenever some, these INSs are being basically commissioned, so we have to cover what is the name of that ship. Then we have to see that under which project it has been created, who has built it, which company is behind in building it, and at which place it has been commissioned. These are the 4 dimensions that we have to cover. The first dimension is, right answer is INS Taragiri. Second dimension is Project 17A. Third dimension is Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, where it has been commissioned, and it has been built by Mazgon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. So that is something that we have to cover. Clear to everyone? So that is something that we need to cover from examination point of view. Now let's move on to the next article, guys. Very, very easy articles here. So next part is Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways has signed a plan of implementation with the Korea International Cooperation Agency. So Korea International Cooperation Agency के साथ plan of implementation sign किया है, by which Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways, right? So agreement is for a project on a skill development in India's shipbuilding and marine sector. See guys, why not we can just use the technology and use the knowledge of the Korea, right? So that is why we are basically agreeing on a project on a skill development in India's shipbuilding and marine sector. And the project is titled as Support for the Establishment of Development Strategies and the Build a Foundation for Skilled and Professional Talents for Indian Shipbuilding and Marine Sector. See guys, they are not going to ask you the title of the project because it is so much long. What they can ask, which ministry has signed this MOU or with which organization it has been signed. किसके साथ किया है? कोईका के साथ किया है. कोईका, Korea International Cooperation Agency. That's it. Clear to everyone? Now let's move ahead. The government has approved 132.51 crore road over bridge project at the Deen Dayal port. So guys, at the Deen Dayal port we have seen that the government has approved 132.51 crore for this road over bridge project. You can see here what kind of road over bridges are there. You can see the example is being there in the form of a image to make you understand this, right? So where exactly this Deen Dayal port is there? It is in Kandala. And what is the amount which has been given? The amount is 132.51 crore. Please remember the amount, 132.51 crore. And this has been done under the Sagarmala program and the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. See guys, whenever you see such kind of initiatives, it becomes important that we are covering these initiatives as well from examination point of view. So I won't be covering that in a very detailed manner because it is just a small part of the news, right? If it would have been the major part of the phase 1 and 2 article, then we would have covered it in a very elaborative manner, like we covered the PLI scheme for food processing industries. Okay, so now the first initiative is Sagarmala program. When it was launched 2015 by the Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways, and what was the aim? See guys, there are so many ports in our country, right? So we want to ensure that we want to develop these ports, and that is why for the port-led development in our country and to make sure to enhance the logistics efficiency and reduce the transportation cost, we decided to launch a Sagarmala program, right? So ports कहाँ पर होते हैं? सागर के पास होते हैं, right? So Sagarmala program. So all these ports are now been connected, and through these connections, through these port-led developments, we are enhancing the logistics efficiency in our country. So that's all about the Sagarmala program, which was launched in 2015 by the Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways. Now moving ahead, the next part is PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, it was launched in 2021 by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now guys, again, what we have tried to do as a part of this particular initiative, so we have basically provided integrated and multimodal connectivity. See guys, we are having so many different modes of transports in our country, right? So basically, why not we just enhance their coordination and cooperation, and when we will be doing it by creating the infrastructures, and we can holistically plan the roads, railways, ports, airports, etc. Let me give you a very small example, guys. That let's take an example. Airport is there, right? But the road which connects to this particular airport, is not at all in a very good situation, right? So people will avoid, right? Like they can come to this airport, but they have to pass through this road only, to move to the destined places, right? But as the road is not good, so again this kind of connectivity is not going to help. So that is why whenever you will see, when you are going to the airport, the roads are quite very good in condition, right? Why? Because we want to ensure the good connectivity. Clear to everyone? So the construction will be built by Western Railways on a deposit basis, and that's all we need to cover from here. So please remember how much amount they have given: 132.51 crores. Okay, the ministry is Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, and the aim we have already seen: portlet development in the country to enhance logistics efficiency. Then comes the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. It was launched in 2021 under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That's it. All done with this article. Now let's move on to the next article. That is Bionest Incubation Center, which has been inaugurated at CFTRI Mysuru. So my dear friends, Bionest Incubation Center was inaugurated at the Central Food Technology and Research Institute Mysuru to promote food startups and innovation. So to promote food startups and innovation, we have basically inaugurated the Bionest Incubation Center, and this center is a state-of-the-art facility with incubation suites and shared infrastructure to support research, scale-up validation and regulatory facilitation in food bioprocessing. See guys, yesterday we covered about what? We covered about the food processing industry, right? Now we are talking about the food bioprocessing. So the food bioprocessing technology part, we are basically regulating the facilitation, we are scaling up the validation of the projects, and that is why Bionest Incubation Center has been inaugurated. Where? In Mysuru, CFTRI Mysuru. It will be bridging laboratory research with the commercial applications. See guys, what happens is sometimes the research that we do, right? So they are not being taken by the commercial institutions. Why? Because it becomes really very costly. So now here what we are doing is, with the commercial application, we are linking this laboratory research so that we are having that coherence between those two different stakeholders. Clear? Now moving ahead, 47th raising day of the BRO's Project Chetak. So my dear friends, Project Chetak has recently celebrated 47th raising day at Bikaner, Rajasthan on April 4, 2026. April 4, 2026, the 47th raising day of BRO's Project Chetak has been celebrated. It was launched in 1980 with the motto of Chetak ka prayas, desh ka vishwas, right? And here we basically strategically operate in the different regions of Rajasthan, Punjab and Northern Gujarat under this particular Project Chetak, right? Where we are basically maintaining the border infrastructure for the better connectivity and national security. Because see guys, in the border areas, if the connectivity is not there, then how exactly our army, our forces will be able to reach there? Only by the air, but through the air there is a limitation to the number of people that we can basically transport, right? But with the help of the better roads, we can basically easily go from one place to another, right? And that is where Project Chetak has really played a very commendable role in the last 47 years, and this was the 47th raising day for the Project Chetak. Moving ahead, the National Maritime Day 2026. So guys, we celebrate this day on April 5 every year, and you know what exactly this particular day commemorates? It commemorates the first voyage of the SS Loyalty, which went from Mumbai to London. See guys, India's own merchant vessel went from Mumbai to London. This was the first such voyage, and that is why we celebrate National Maritime Day every year on 5th of April, right? So 5th April ko we basically launched SS Loyalty in 1919, and guys, every year we also celebrate the Merchant Navy Week, and this year we are celebrating it for the duration of 28th March to 5th of April. Now please quickly tell me in the chat box what is the date on which we celebrate National Maritime Day. 5th of April, absolutely right. Now please tell me what is the name of the ship SS Loyalty, in which year it was launched? 1919. From which place to which place? Mumbai to London. What is the duration of Merchant Navy Week? That is 28th March to 5th April. Absolutely right. Done and dusted. So we are done with these articles. Now let's again move ahead to the quick revision. Are you guys ready for the quick recall? Please tell me in the chat box. Are you guys ready for quick recall? Okay, let's start. So the first question is, UIDAI has partnered with which organization to Aadhaar display Aadhaar centers on Mapis app? The right answer is Map My India. That is the right answer. Map My India is the right answer. Moving to the next question, India AI and Dash has launched Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon. What is the name? India AI under the Digital India Corporation has launched the India AI Health Innovation Acceleration Hackathon. Can you tell me the name of that organization? That is CDSCO. CDSCO, as absolutely right. Okay. Now, Dash is an online portal developed by the Central Drug Standard Control Organization for submission, processing, and approval of applications. What will be the right answer here? Sugam portal. Sugam portal is the right answer. Now, moving ahead, India achieves the record defense exports. What was the all-time high? What was the export? 38424 was the number, right? Crores in fiscal year 25-26. Absolutely right. Well done, everyone. So well done, Kashish, Pratyush, Lakshman, Utkarsh, Harshal, ABC, Material, Sher, Pooja, Riya, Satyam, Amandeep. Everybody is given the right answer. Well done, my dear friends. That's the spirit that I want from all of you. Now, the defense public sector undertakings contributed what amount? Private sector contributed to Dash to total exports. This is your homework. Right? Moving to the next part. Dash marked the platinum jubilee, 75 years of the postal training center in Saharanpur. What will be the right answer here? It is India Post. India Post. Next question, Indian Golf Premier League. Who is the co-founder and brand ambassador? It's Yuvraj Singh. Absolutely right. Now moving to the next part. Dash commissioned into the Indian Navy. It is INS Taragiri. INS Taragiri. Right? It was commissioned under which? It is a project of which class? 17A. 17A. Right? It was commissioned in Visakhapatnam. It has been built by Mazagon Dock Shipyard Limited. Moving to the next question. Minister of Port Shipping Waterways Science Implementation Plan with which organization for the India Shipbuilding and Marine Sector? That is KOICA. KOICA is the right answer. Next question. Government has approved the Dash ROB project at the Deen Dayal Port. What is it? Please tell me in the chat box. What is the right answer? It is 132.51 crore. Absolutely right. It is a part of the Dash and aligned with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. It is a part of the Sagarmala program. Right? Sagarmala program was launched in which year? 2015. What is the ministry? Ministry of Ports, Shipping, Waterways. PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan was launched in year 2021. What is the name of the ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Absolutely right. Everybody has given the right answer. Now the next question. Dash Incubation Center inaugurated CFTRI Mysuru. What is it? It is Bionist. Bionist Incubation Center. Now the 47th raising day of project BRO's project. What is the name? Chetak. Chetak is the right answer. Chetak is the right answer. It was launched with the motto. What was the motto? What was the motto? So Chetak is the right answer, but what is the motto? Yes, it is Desh Ka Vishwas. Not Vikas, it was Desh Ka Vishwas. Okay, Chetak Ka Prayas, Desh Ka Vishwas. Absolutely right. Now moving ahead. National Maritime Day, it is celebrated every year on which date? It is celebrated on which date? National Maritime Day. 5th April, absolutely right. And the voyage of which ship? SS Loyalty. SS Loyalty is the right answer. Now please tell me, it went from Mumbai to London. Mumbai to London. What is the duration of this particular Merchant Navy week this year? Now please answer me this. This is the last question. Quickly tell me in the chat box what is the right answer. Waiting for a response in the chat box. Please tell me here. Yes, SS Loyalty is the right answer. 5th April is the right answer. It is 28th March to 5th April. Absolutely right. 28th March to 5th April. Absolutely right. Now moving ahead. The first ever administrative capacity building program for scientists and academicians. Okay, see, this is the part that we have to do, right? The first ever administrative capacity building program. Now guys, let's move on to the next set of articles, and we are just on the last leg of the session, right? Only few articles are left. Let's complete them one by one in a quick manner. First ever administrative capacity building program for the scientists and academicians. So it has been launched under the Mission Karma Yogi. Under which mission? Mission Karma Yogi. The program will equip scientists and academia leaders with governance skills. So governance skills will be instilled among the people, and they will be help in enhancing their decision making capabilities. It emphasizes a dynamic approach that includes emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence while balancing technological tools with a human judgment. So that's all from here. Again, see, the no information, no question can be asked from the below line, right? So Mission Karma Yogi was launched in which year? It was launched in year 2020 by the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and the Pensions. So Mission Karma Yogi को launch किया गया by the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions in 2020. It is implemented through the Capacity Building Commission, and it transforms the civil services from rule-based to the role-based functioning and create a future-ready, citizen-centric bureaucracy. Absolutely right. So मिशन कर्मयोगी को भी हमने कवर कर लिया है. आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट पार्ट की तरफ. प्रोटोटाइप फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर at Kalpakkam attains criticality. Guys, a very important milestone for India. Very important milestone for the India. Why so? Because you can see here that one of the fast breeder reactors has attained criticality. So criticality क्या है? In a nuclear reactor means the point at which self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction is achieved. It is a point when the nuclear reactor at which the self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction is achieved. That means now no external thing is required. It can run on its own, right? It is a stage when reactor is ready to start controlled power generation, when we can basically generate the power in a very controlled manner. And where exactly we have achieved this? In the Kalpakkam, right? In the Kalpakkam we have achieved. It is in Tamil Nadu. So the reactor is now capable of producing more fuel than it consumes. Okay, that's all from here. Moving ahead, TDP has supported India-UK partnership on the EV charging innovation. Guys, you all know that we are in India, we are basically right now promoting the electric vehicles, right? Electric vehicles. So basically for that we must be having a good infrastructure setup for the electric vehicles, so that we are having some good amount of charging stations. Then only it will be really helpful. And that is why, my dear friends, Technology Development Board, which works under the Department of Science and Technology, has signed an agreement with the S-Charge Private Limited. See guys, very easy to remember. See what we are trying to do, charging innovations. So charging में कौन help करेगा? Charge Private Limited करेगा, right? Just remember Charge Private Limited. And it has come up with a project powering EV charging innovation. It is supported under the India-UK Collaborative R&D program for industrial sustainability in partnership with the UK-based Albright Product Design Limited, and it focuses on developing a next generation EV charging solution, right, for commercial fleet as well as the depot operation. So if I ask you what is the name of that entity with which TDB has basically approved this particular project for charging innovation in the country, what is the name? It is S-Charge. S-Charge is the right answer. Clear to everyone? Clear everyone? Okay. Moving ahead, Indian Railways has approved 1364.45 crore projects. What is the amount of project that they have approved? 1364.45 crore to enhance what? For the safety, signaling and communication infrastructure in the Indian Railways, right? So there are some different projects which have been approved. Like one of them is the Kavach 4.0 equipment, onboarding Kavach 4.0 equipments for 232 locomotives. Now guys, what is the Kavach? Kavach is a automatic train protection system. You all know that earlier what used to happen is, so many times what happened is that we saw that the two trains are colliding with each other, right? So now we have onboarded the Kavach system. This is the automatic train protection system, which basically sees that, okay, there is a train coming, so both the trains will be applying brake on their own. Kavach, right? So to protect the railways, to protect the Indian trains, we have launched the Kavach. It helps in preventing train collisions by automatically controlling train speed and applying brakes when required. If loco pilot just missed it, who will do that? Kavach will do that. Okay. Then we are having optical fiber communication, which is a backbone to be upgraded over 3200 plus route kilometers in the Northern Railway for a cost of 400.86 crores. Then we have a 2 into 48 fiber OFC network. See guys, so all these parts are there. So we have to be just covering that 1364.45 crore is the total amount that has been provided for this particular project. Clear to everyone? Please tell me in the chat box. Are you guys enjoying the session? Or is it really becoming boring? Please tell me in the chat box. See guys, your energy is really very important. Okay. So basically in these articles guys, see, we are not having that much of the innovative examples that were there for the phase 1 and phase 2 articles. These are quite direct in the nature. Okay. So we have to ensure that we are covering them. We will be doing X thing for only when it is required, and Y thing only when it will be required, right? So here just the good coverage, good retention is required, understanding little bit less will fine, right? Okay, moving ahead. So 1364.45 crore is clear to everyone. Now let's move on to the next article. MOU has been signed for testing and certification of aviation security equipments. So MOU has been signed for testing and certification of the aviation security equipments. So Bureau of Civil Aviation Security and Rashtriya Raksha University has signed this MOU, where they will be establishing indigenous training center for the full body scanners and other airport security equipment. See guys, it is very important. See, whenever you are going to such kind of place where there is a lot of public, like airports, like railway stations, bus stands, you need to be checked very precisely, right? Because any person can bring explosives to that particular area, right, and can blast the area. That is what is very important, and that is why for the full body scanners they are basically creating some indigenous testing centers, so that we can ensure that yes, no person is able to disturb the peace of these areas, right? Clear to everyone? So Rashtriya Raksha University has come here for this with the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. Clear to everyone? Moving to the next part, regulation and concerns over the GLP-1 drugs in India. Regulation and concerns for the GLP-1 drugs in India. See guys, let me tell you that there are multiple variants of the GLP-1 drugs which are being introduced in the Indian market. Now what is the concern? Let me tell you that why exactly the GLP-1 drugs are being used. First of all, try to understand this. These are basically the drugs which are used for the type 2 diabetes, right, and for the obesity. So यहाँ पर the people who are obese, they basically use such kind of drugs. The people having the type 2 diabetes, they use these types of drugs. But what is the concern in our country? See, we have seen that there is a lot of on-demand availability, right? And without any proper prescription, these drugs are on the sale. But these are those drugs which can only be prescribed by the specialists, such as endocrinologists, internal medicine specialists, cardiologists. But as they are out on the sale openly, so this is something so this is something that they have to be aware of, because there are so many side effects. But the people don't think about that. They just take it because of the herd behavior. Like my XYZ friend just basically told me that okay, you can take that drug, it is very efficient, you are obese, you can take that drug and you will be becoming slim in a very less amount of time. These kind of shortcuts are never going to help you in your life, right? Not even in your preparation, not even in your life. So that is something which was happening. That is why this step has been taken by the Drug Controller General of India, and they have intensified the regulatory surveillance for this particular drug. Now what is the full form of GLP? That becomes very important, right? So GLP stands for glucagon-like peptide 1 receptor agonist. Glucagon-like peptide 1 receptor agonist. Please remember this full form. Moving ahead, International Day of Mine Awareness and Assistance in the Mine Action, guys, we celebrated on 4th April. See, guys, we covered, see, two things are there, National Maritime Day and Marine Day. Sorry, Mining Action Day, International Day for Mine Awareness. So mine awareness is on 4th April, Maritime Day is on 5th April. Please remember this difference between them. Okay जी, clear है सभी को? Moving ahead, International Day of Conscience. International Day of Conscience is observed annually on 5th of April. So it is observed every year on 5th of April to highlight the importance of conscience as a guiding force. So International Day of Conscience is observed annually on 5th of April, and it is observed every year on 5th of April to highlight the importance of conscience as a guiding force. Just remember 5th of April for conscience, right? Okay. Now moving ahead. So basically you can remember National Maritime Day is coinciding with the conscience on 5th of April. Clear to everyone? Now ISRO has conducted mission Mitra for human space flight crew safety study. See guys, when humans will be going out in the space, right, they will not be having the friend, they will not be having any Mitra to basically protect them from any unfortunate situation. So that is why ISRO has started a mission Mitra. Like they are not having the Mitras there, but why not let's create a mission Mitra for such kind of people. So ISRO is conducting mission mapping of interoperable traits and response assessment. Interoperable traits and response assessment in the Leh Union Territory of Ladakh from April 2 to 9. This is the first of its kind behavioral study for human spaceflight missions such as Gaganyaan. See guys, you all know that we are going to have the Gaganyaan mission in 2027, right? So basically for that we have to ensure that we are understanding the behavioral study. Like when human is going to in the space, what exactly happens to the person, right? So objective is very simple. We want to study team interoperability between the Gagan Yatris and the ground control and assess decision making effectiveness under the environmental and operational stress. When these people are under the environmental and operational stress, how exactly they are going to behave? What is the coherence? What is the coordination between the Gagan Yatris, those who are boarding the Gaganyaan, and the ground control team, which is basically giving them the directions. So basically there must be a good coordination between them. Like here right now we are having a very good coordination with each other, right? I am continuously talking to you and you cannot say anything, but you can express yourself through the comment section, right? In the chat box, live chat box. So that's how we can see that, okay, we are really having some good coordination. Similar kind of coordination is required when the people are going outside space and we are having a ground control team on Earth. Clear? The mission has been designed by ISRO and IAF Institute of Aerospace Medicines. That's it. So Mitra, what is Mitra stands for? The Mitra stands for Mission Mapping of Interoperable Traits and Response Assessment. See, क्या करेंगे जो interoperable traits, interoperability between the Gagan Yatris and the Gaganyaan mission. Try to remember it like this: interoperable traits, right? And then response assessment. How they are responding to each other, we will be assessing it. So that what stands for Mitra. Moving ahead, INS Arindam has been inducted into the Indian Navy's nuclear submarine fleet. INS Aridhaman, please remember this. It is a nuclear powered ballistic missile submarine which has been commissioned in Visakhapatnam. And earlier we saw at Visakhapatnam, INS Taragiri was also been commissioned, which was being made by Mazagon Dock Shipyard Limited under the Project 17A. Now we have seen INS Aridhaman, a nuclear powered ballistic missile submarine has been commissioned in Visakhapatnam. Clear to everyone? It is the third submarine in the Arihant class of submersible ship ballistic nuclears. Okay, so that's all from this part. Let's move on to the next article. NCRT has been declared deemed to be university under the distinct category. So UGC, University Grant Act, has declared. So Ministry of Education, on the advice of the UGC, they have declared National Council of Educational Research and Training an institution deemed to be a university under a distinct category. Guys, what is NCERT? You guys remember in the school days we were having the NCERT books, right? We are talking about the same NCERT here, the National Council on Educational Research and Training. And it has been directed to start research programs, doctoral courses, and innovative academic programs. Okay. When it comes to the NCERT, it is an organization which was established in 1961 to assist and advise central and state governments on the school education policies. And what is the deemed to be university? It is a kind of status given by the government to a high performing educational institution. NCERT is really performing well, so that is why it has been rewarded. Like when you perform well, we reward you, right? Similarly, when NCERT is performing well, it has been rewarded like, okay, now you can be a deemed to be university. Clear to everyone? So NCERT established in 1961. Now I would like to ask you one very important part. Please tell me, Income Tax 2025 will be replacing which act? From 1st of April 2026, it will be replacing which act? Which act was there? Income Tax Act 2025. It is Income Tax Act 1961. Are you guys able to remember this? So that's how we can correlate the two different articles together to retain it from examination point of view. Clear to everyone? Absolutely right. Well done. Now guys, we have already covered the Kalpakkam wala news article, the prototype fast breeder reactor at Kalpakkam which has attained the criticality. We are not going to discuss it again. Just remember that this prototype fast breeder reactor is a 500 megawatt electrical reactor, right, which is basically built by Bhavini. Bhavini is the Bhartiya Nabhikya Vidyut Nigam Limited. Bhartiya Nabhikya Vidyut Nigam Limited, Bhavini is the name of that organization. Okay, which has basically created this reactor. This is 500 megawatt electrical reactor. Okay, so rest of the article we have already covered. Now my dear friends, this is really a very important part, like the 3 stages. See guys, India's having a 3-stage nuclear power program, which is also the part of the news. So Department of Atomic Energy has designed a 3-stage nuclear power program on the closed nuclear fuel cycle to maximize limited uranium and large thorium reserves. So what we want to do is, we are having a very limited amount of uranium and a very large thorium reserve. So we want to make a good coherence and we want to maximize their use. We want to multiply the fissile resources and achieve long-term energy independency, right? So there are 3 stages, stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. In the stage 1, the pressurized heavy water reactors use natural uranium as fuel. In the stage 2, fast breeder reactor use plutonium. In the stage 3, thorium based reactors use uranium-233 as fuel. So all of them are having a different fuel. Okay, clear to everyone? Now moving ahead, Bank of Baroda has launched AI powered multilingual platform which is named as Bob Samvad. So guys, Bob Samvad has been launched by Bank of Baroda. ये एक AI powered multilingual conversational platform है to improve customer interactions at the bank branches. See guys, so it is a kind of platform. Whenever a person will be going to the bank branch, you can see instead of person there is a conversational platform, AI powered multilingual conversational platform, right? This will be enabling the language barrier. For example, let's take an example guys. Right now we are having this particular session. You have come here, let's take an example. I am a bank, right? You have come here to ask me the queries. Okay, sir, please tell us this. Please tell us that. Okay. Now, my dear friends, if I tell you, like I am speaking in Telugu and you are speaking in Punjabi. I don't know your language, you don't know my language. How exactly we are going to, understand each other? You will be saying something XYZ, I will be answering you ABC. I will be giving you ABC, you will be saying XYZ, right? So this is called a linguistic barrier, and that is why this is really happening a lot of times in the bank's branch. So what happens is, what they have done is they have created a platform which will be helpful between the branch staff and the customer, right? So if you are saying ABC, so that platform will help me to understand that, okay, this person is saying ABC. If now I am saying XYZ, now this platform will help you to understand that, okay, this person is saying XYZ. Understood? So this has been launched by Bank of Baroda, which is called Bob Samvad. Samvad, what is means? Interaction between the two entities is called Samvad. सो बॉब संवाद, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा में संवाद होगा किसके थ्रू? मल्टीलिंगुअल कॉन्वर्जेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू, which is AI run initiative, right? So it is basically having the communication across 22 languages. That's it. It will be first applied in 250 branches in the across Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. That's it. Clear to everyone? All the future RBI officers clear? Let's move ahead. So the Saraswat Cooperative Bank and the Amul has crossed 1 lakh crore turnover in 25-26. So guys, a major milestone has been achieved. Saraswat Cooperative Bank and Amul has crossed 1 lakh crore turnover in 25-26. So Saraswat Cooperative Bank and Amul, both of them have achieved 1 lakh crore in the year 25-26. And this achievement marks a historic milestone for both cooperative banking sector and the dairy sector. Clear to you? So please remember the name of these two institutions. Plus, also remember that what is the turnover that they have exceeded, that is 1 lakh crore. That's it. Now guys, we are moving on to the next article, that is Vietnam has elected To Lam as the president, consolidating leaderships, right? So Vietnam National Assembly has elected To Lam as the new president for a 5-year term. Clear? And not just the president but also the prime minister. So Lee Min-hung has become the prime minister. Lee Min-hung is the prime minister and To Lam is the president, right, of the Vietnam. Now the next article, World Health Day is being celebrated every year on which date? 7th of April. And this date basically is the date when World Health Organization was being created. Right? If you will be eating good food 7 days a week, right, what will happen? Your health will be good. So just remember 7th April, World Health Organization. Okay? It was established in 1948. The theme for this year is Together for Health, Stand with Science. Together for Health, Stand with Science is basically the theme for this particular year. Okay? And there are two major global movements that we are having this year. International One Health Summit will be hosted by the government of France, and Global Forum for WHO Collaboration Center will also be held from 7th to 9th of April. So please remember in this, to me, World Health Day is being celebrated every year on which date? 7th of April, to commemorate the birth anniversary, or we would say the establishment year of WHO on which date? In which year? 1948. What is the theme? Together for Health, Stand with Science. So we all are together for health, right? And stand with science. Now moving ahead guys, Yog Mahotsav 2026. So Yog Mahotsav 2026 has marked 75-day countdown to the International Day of Yoga. So guys, Ministry of Ayush ne organize kiya Yog Mahotsav. This is the kind of a countdown of the 75 days are left for the International Day of Yoga. Can anybody tell me on which date we celebrate International Day of Yoga? So we celebrate it on every year on 21st of June. But let me tell you that when that Mahotsav was being celebrated, a record was being created. Now what kind of record was there? So many people are gathering at one place for performing Trikona Asan. So guys, I can't show you how to do a Trikona Asan, but I can only tell you that Trikona Asan was being performed by 5,000 people here, and that's how the largest gathering of this people was there, and that's why we have seen a Asia Book of Records. This particular event has registered its name. That's it that we need to understand from exam point of view. Clear? Clear to everyone? On which date we celebrate International Day of Yoga? 21st of June. And Yog Mahotsav was held in which state? Buldhana, Maharashtra. Clear ji? Now let's move on to the next article, that is ECI has launched, Election Commission of India has launched International Election Visitors Program, New Delhi. So guys, International Election Visitors Program has been launched. You all know that the elections are going to take place in so many states in our country right now. Okay. So basically, let me tell you that whenever such kind of elections are taking place, Election Commission of India come up with the initiative of International Election Visitors Program. And here we basically do some kind of show off, right? Like how exactly the elections are taking place in India. How exactly, see, the people from the election commissions of the foreign countries, they come to India and they see that, okay, how the biggest, one of the biggest democracies conducting the election, right? So this has been kind of show off event, right, for international cooperation with election management bodies and international organizations. So this is a flagship initiative. It provides overview of India's electoral framework, institutional mechanisms, operational systems. Clear to everyone? So IEVP has been held in Delhi, and you can see here that it is organized in the context of upcoming legislative assembly elections in Assam, Kerala and Puducherry. Clear to all of you? Now please tell me, are you guys ready for the quick recall? I want all of you to be very active in the quick recall. Please tell me, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? So please show me some fires in the chat box so that I can see that yes, your energy is really high. Okay, everybody is ready. So let's good time to go. It's good time to go. So here's the first part, and we have to be very quick, my dear friends. Very quick, right? Just in a matter of 2 minutes we have to cover it. Now I can see some energy in the chat box. Okay, let's start. The first ever dedicated administrative capacity building for scientists and academicians has launched under vision. Which mission? Mission Karmayogi. Mission Karmayogi is the right answer. Now please tell me, the Mission Karmayogi was launched in 2020 by which ministry? By which ministry? Please tell me here. See, it has been implemented through Capacity Building Commission. That everybody knows. I know that. Absolutely right. So I can see in the chat box, Harshal, Kashish, Pooja, everybody has given me the right answer. Well done, guys. Now moving ahead. TBS supported Dash India project on the EV charging innovation. That is the UK project. And what is the name of the company? I told you for the charging innovation, we need some charge. So that is S Charge Private Limited. Next question. Indian Railways has approved 1364.45 crore projects. So the answer is already been given here. To enhance safety signaling and communication infrastructure, they will be onboarding dash equipment for 232 locomotives. What is the right answer? That is Kavach 4.0. Now MOU has been signed for testing and certification of aviation security equipment. So Bureau of Civil Aviation Security has signed an MOU with which entity to establish indigenous testing center? What is the name? Rashtriya Raksha University. That is the right answer. Next part, the regulation and concerns over the GLP-1 drugs in India. Now please tell me what is the full form of GLP. Let's see who will tell me the right answer. The full form of GLP. Okay, let me tell you about the GNP, glucagon peptide agonist, right? It is the glucagon-like peptide agonist. That is the right answer. Absolutely right. Well done. Now, International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance. It is celebrated on which date? Mine action, guys. 4th April, right? And on 5th April, we are having Marine Day, Maritime Day. Now, what was the theme for the mine awareness? That is the homework for all of you. International Day of Conscience is observed annually on, I told you, like what exactly is the date on which we do this? 5th of April, because conscience coincides with the National Maritime Day. Now ISRO conducts the mission Mitra for human spaceflight crew safety study. So what is the full form of Mitra? Please tell me here. Quickly tell me what exactly Mitra stands for. First of all, please tell me that what is the name of that place where it will be conducted. It is Leh Ladakh. And what does Mitra stands for? Mitra stands for mapping interoperable traits and response assessment. I told you interoperable traits देखेंगे, उनकी mapping करेंगे, and then we will be assessing the response assessment as well, right? That's all that we need to do cover. That's it. Absolutely right. Now moving ahead, INS Dash inducted into the Indian Navy's nuclear submarine fleet. What is the right answer? Aridhman. It is a submarine in the dash class of SSBNNs. What is the right answer? Now this is the question for all of you. Please tell me here what is the right answer. So INS Ardhaman is there. So Stuti is saying yes sir. I need the answer. Please tell me what is the right answer. It is Arihant, absolutely right. Arihant is the right answer. Arihant is absolutely right. Well done. Now moving ahead, what is the name of that institution which is deemed to be university under distinct category? What is the right answer? It is NCERT. NCERT, absolutely right. And it was basically established in which year? 1961. And Income Tax Act 2025 will be replacing Income Tax Act 1961. Right? Are you guys able to understand? That's what we have to cover. Now moving at prototype fast breeder reactor at which place has attained criticality? It is Kalpakkam. Where is Kalpakkam? Tamil Nadu. Absolutely right. It is the PFBR, which is a 500 megawatt electric reactor built by Bhavini. Bhavini is the right answer. So the Dash designed a 3-stage nuclear power program. What is the right answer? Department of Atomic Energy, right? Is it so? Yes. Moving ahead. Dash has launched AI powered multilingual platform Bob Samvad. What is the right answer? Bank of Baroda. Now in the first phase, the platform will be implemented in how many branches across Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra? That is 250 branches. Next part, Saraswat Cooperative Bank and Dash crossed 1 lakh turnover, that is Amul. Vietnam elected To La as the president and the country prime minister is Lo Him Hung. That is the right answer. Now World Health Day celebrated on 7th of April. World Health Organization कब बना? 1948 के अंदर बना. What is the theme? Together, health and standing for science. Something like that was there, the theme. So what you can do also in the theme is that you can just retain the keywords here. When you are retaining the keywords, you will be able to answer the question. Do you guys agree with me? Is that so in the examination? So if we are able to retain some keywords, we will be able to answer the examination. Okay. Next part, Yog Mahotsav. National Institute of Yoga under the Ministry of Ayush organized Yog Mahotsav in Buldhana, Maharashtra, where they have created a record of the largest gathering of 5,000 people performing Trikona Asana. Now please tell me on which date we celebrate International Day of Yoga. It is celebrated every year on 21st June. 21st June is the right answer. Now the last question of the day. Dash has launched the International Election Visitors Program. What is it? Indian Election Commission. Now the program is organized in the context of upcoming legislative assembly elections in which states? So this is your homework. So my dear friends, my dear future RBI officers, please tell me in the chat box, how are you feeling right now after answering all the questions in a fraction of a second without looking backward to the content, and just when the question comes you are answering so quickly in the exam. Please tell me here what exactly is the feel that you are having. Are you guys feeling confident? Are you guys feeling great? Are you guys feeling empowered? Please tell me. So that is the kind of confidence I want from all of you in this particular session. So my dear friends, with this we are done with the 1st to 7th of April 2026 current affairs. So please tell me, did you really like the way we have conducted this particular session? Did you really like the way the session has been conducted? Let me tell you that all the sessions are going to be conducted in the similar manner. Be it the schemes, reports, RBI notifications, ESI current affairs, finance current affairs, general awareness current affairs. We are going to be on the same path. We have to ensure that yes, we are basically covering the current affairs. We are revising it. Now guys, I told you that there is one condition that you are covering, that you are coming up with to the session, right? What was that condition? That first you will be attending the session. You will be attending the session. ठीक है जी. So you will be attending the session, then you will be revising the PDF. What is the third step? After the revision, you have to attempt the MCQs. Now, my dear friends, my part is done. Now you are accountable. Now I want all of you to act as an officer. Just see that this is a task that you have got, right? And this is a step towards your journey in the direction of becoming the next RBI Grade B officer. Now you have to tell me whether can you commit me that yes, today we will be doing all these things. Because if you are able to do this, then definitely it will be going to help you out only, right? Otherwise, nobody can save you. Let me be very clear with all of you. So I want a commitment from every one of you. Okay? Now so many students will be having the doubt, ki, sir, where exactly? So where exactly we can see the PDF of the session, because we need to revise, and where exactly we will be having the Drishyam round PDF, right? So let me again show you. If you are someone who has come late, joined late the session, let me again tell you, but right now you are not, other people, you are not allowed to go, right? So here, so guys, let's go to the chapters website. What is the chapters website? Chapters, chapter with the double s.in, right? Go to the page, click on the course on the top right corner, click on the courses. Here you can see the categories there. Now click on the package, and even if you don't click on the package, you can see here on the third part there is a current affairs package, right? So just click on the package. It will show you two packages. Now the current affairs package, you can see here that these are the deliverables that we have provided you in the current affairs package, like budget economic survey is there, current affairs daily editorials is there, RBI Grade B most important reports. Guys who are having the editorial analysis, please go and read that article on the risk management and dealings that we have discussed in the today's session in a very elaborative manner. That editorial has been covered, right? Then we have the current affairs chapter. Now let's move on to the current affairs chapter of April, and here you can see in the curriculum, in the 1st to 7th of April 2026, the PDF is here, the Drishyam round PDF is here. Now where you will be getting the MCQs quizzes, here is the MCQs quiz. For the 1st April, here is the quiz. For the 2nd April, here is the quiz. For the 3rd to 5th April, here is the quiz. For the 6th April, for the 7th April, all the quizzes are been uploaded, already there, waiting for you, ki please come and solve me, right? The quizzes are waiting for you guys, that please come and solve me and do the analysis. Which data, after attending the session as well, after revision as well, which data I tend to forget. Attempt the quizzes twice. This is something which is really going to help you out from the examination point of view. ठीक है जी, clear to everyone? So that's all. And guys, if you are still not done with your resources, please ensure that you are organizing your resources. This is high time, notification आ चुका है. Like अगर अभी नहीं किया तो please forget the RBI Grade B 2026. Forget your dream of becoming the next officer this year. Please take the decision, take a call and work on these areas. See, we can provide you the bestest of the teaching quality in terms of videos, right? But for the content, I think this is something that you can definitely take, like it is just at a cost of 2 burgers per month, right? The entire package is being provided at so much of the least cost. Like we don't think that we can help you in more better manner, right? That's all. So now my dear friends, before ending this session, I want one exercise from all of you. As you already mentioned that yes, you have really felt really good after attending the session. Now I want clearly from all of you that you have to give me the answers in the comment section, right? So are you feeling confident? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling better that yes, we are able to retain all the information from the examination point of view? What has helped you? Are the Drishyam rounds really helping you out? And have you attempted the MCQs or not? You will be giving me, you will be reporting the answer in the comment section that yes, after attempting the MCQs, you will be editing your comment and then you will be mentioning that yes, or you can reply to your own comment that yes, we have been able to attempt the MCQs, because I want that confirmation, right? And my dear friend, that was all from the today's session. I believe that today's session was really useful and fruitful to all of you. Now, if you are having any queries, please ask to me. Otherwise, we can conclude this session. Your time is really very important. This is really a very high time to ensure that we are going full on with our preparation. And if this is a time, if we can really get the most out of it, definitely it is going to help you out in the upcoming examination. If not, if you are still jumping here and there and just worrying about the parts. See guys, let me be very clear, right? Worrying is like a rocking chair. It is not going to take you anywhere, right? So as much you will worry, you will end up doing nothing. You will end up getting anything, right? You will not get anything. But if you are taking the action, definitely you are increasing your probability. Okay? Are you getting it? Are you guys getting it? So Prime is asking, sir, too long videos, try to do short, max in 90 minutes. See, Prime, I can complete all this, the complete PDF of 35 pages in just 30 minutes. But if you can ensure that all the people will be able to retain all the information which we have covered here, if you can give me that assurity, I can just complete it in just 30 minutes. Okay? I have taken that responsibility that I will be enhancing all of your standards from the examination point of view. Not just one person, not just 2%, but every person who is watching this session. And I believe that, like I would say, you are the real assessors of this, that whether I am able to do that or not. Please tell me in the chat box. Now I will be meeting you in the next session. Tomorrow we will be having the session on the 8th to 15th of April 2026, right? Okay guys. Yes Prime, I have noted down your feedback. Still we can try if we can shorten the timeline of the sessions, right? Okay. So guys, it was really great to have all of you here in this particular session, and I wish you all the best. Please ensure that maintain your calm, take good care of your health and study well. Wish you all happy learning. We'll meet you tomorrow. Bye bye.